Hello, welcome to this week's webinar, and moving forward it's all about next level. We're going to take Relive Asia Pacific to the next level. So welcome to today, and of course the Relive mission is to nourish the world in mind, body and spirit, and we live that every day of our lives. And this week the webinar is 5 steps to positive life change. Let's have a look at those 5 steps. It's about exploring your inner world, changing goals, action steps, forks in the road, and the 3 Ps. So let's just talk about exploring your inner world. Well, first up, I think it's important to acknowledge that change can be scary for some people. It can be tiring, it can be frustrating, and it can be repetitious. But change takes time as well. And there's a lot of work involved, and are we prepared to be involved enough to actually do that? And it really depends on your ability to begin with to explore your inner world, because true change cannot just occur on the surface. It's like anything else. If you want it to change, if you want your life to change, then something inside you has to change. You can't just change the way you act, the way you smile. It's about getting down to find out just what makes you tick. And that's really important, because it's identifying the obstacles that are there that are preventing change. And these obstacles are very often what we've created ourselves in our lives as we've grown up, through the conditioning that we've received as we've grown up, through what we've been told as when we were children, through our experiences in life, through our failures in life, through our successes in life. And it does create obstacles, and it creates paradigms within which we operate, and really dictates the way we think. It's important that you need to be able to look in the mirror. And you need to specify what the baggage, the habits, the emotions, and the environment, all of those things, what are they that are keeping you from achieving your goals and from achieving the change that is required for you to achieve goals? Because if you've set goals and you're not getting there, something has to change. And that's the first thing you have to acknowledge. And by looking in the mirror and looking at all those things and understanding these obstacles, it takes the mystery out of who you are and what has been holding you back. And what it does, it gives clarity on what you need to change and gives you an initial direction in that path of change. Because it's important that you understand just what it is that you need to change, but you've got to explore your own inner world, and you've got to be true to yourself. Remember, it's about what makes you tick. Because what happens is this exploration, it enables you to finally understand why you have been the way you've been, why you do things the way you do, why things have happened to you in the way that they are, or why things have just not worked for you. It gives you that opportunity for that aha moment. Aha! So this is why I've been like this all my life. Oh, this is why this has been happening to me all my life. Because this process of exploring your inner world, this process of being honest, of looking in the mirror, of looking for those obstacles, it'll help you to remove those obstacles that have stood in your path to change. Because this process, by doing that and helping you to remove the obstacles, will actually enable you to change your path or your paradigm. Call it what you like. It's your path in life and why you're going down that path, and that paradigm that you're caught in of how you view life and how you interpret things that come at you. It's about putting your past behind you and not in front of you. Because it's interesting, these insights at a deep level, they liberate you to move from your current path, as I've said, and it will take you to where you really want to go. So let's put the past behind us and not in front of us. Now, the second step is change goals. Because it's interesting, once the path to your goals has been cleared, you still need to have a clear idea about your final destination. So you need to have clarity in your destination, and this will most likely change when you change. It may not, but it most likely will, because you'll be looking at things from a different direction, from a different perspective. It gives you a better focus towards your desired change. And this happens when you establish these clear objectives of the changes you want to make. Of course, the goal should identify what areas you want to change, how you will change them, and the ultimate outcome you want to achieve. And a really important thing, as has been said, and I'm sure you've heard many times, and as has been done on webinars that have been done previously, and you can go back and check out these webinars because I won't go into it now, but it's important that your goals are specific. They need to be specific, they need to be objective, and they need to be time defined. So go back and look at the webinars we've done on goals and find out about SMART, how to create a SMART goal. The next of the 5 steps, number 3, is action steps. And first up, it's about stop procrastinating. Stop talking. Because up to date, if things aren't changing and you're still not achieving your goal, then talking really is all you have been doing. So it's important that you describe the specific actions that you may want to do to create change. And it's funny, you can do it. You've explored the inner person. You've explored all the things and looked at the obstacles of what to do. You need to create the action steps to enable you to keep going. And one of the best things is to create an exercise regime. It's just creating a discipline that you do day after day after day. And it makes you feel better about yourself. And when you undertake any discipline, it makes you feel better. And when you do an exercise regime, as you get fitter and healthier, it makes you feel better. And it'll give you the energy and the focus and enable you to maintain that emotional control. And maybe emotional control is an area where you need to take action. And it comes down to focus. It comes down to describing, is that a specific action that you want to do? Is it about sustaining focus amid distractions? And let's face it, life is full of distractions. It's all about distractions stopping you from achieving the goal that you want. And in your Relive business, do you have a clear goal? Are you able to sustain focus amid all the life's distractions that come in? It's really important because action steps give you the specific tools you need to act on the world in the present, and to give you alternative actions that counter your old baggage, habits, emotions, and environment. The next step is all about forks in the road. It's the good road versus the bad road. Because taking the action steps and achieving your change goals depends on recognizing important forks in the road. There's a distinction between bad road and good road. There can actually be multiple of each, of course, but let's just keep it simple. The bad road is the one that you've been on for so long, driven by the obstacles that you've created or allowed to get in your way. It's a feel bad, do bad road. In contrast, the good road is the one you want to be on. It's a feel good, do good road. And the fork in the road is simple but not easy. It's simple because you would want to be on the good road. Of course, everybody does. It's not easy because you have years of baggage, habits, emotions, and the environment, your environment in which you grew up and in which you live and in which you've created, continuing to propel you down the bad road. And a key to the change process involves recognizing the forks in the road when they appear, because without seeing the forks in the road, you obviously can't take the good road. And that is, make positive changes. And this awareness isn't as easy as it seems, because all those years of obstacles has created a myopia, a short-sightedness that can limit your field of vision, causing you to miss the forks when you come upon them. And in all likelihood, you will initially only recognize the forks when you are long past them. It's a case of, darn, I wish I'd seen that fork earlier. But with time and vigilance, you will see those forks earlier and earlier and earlier until one day an amazing thing will happen. You'll see the fork when you arrive at it. But unfortunately, because of the draw, the attraction of the obstacles that you've created or that you've allowed to be in your life, you'll still probably take the bad road at first, but one day another amazing thing will happen. You'll recognize the fork in the road as you approach it. And yes, you'll take it, and you will never be the same person again. And you know what? It doesn't mean that you've made it right there and then. You'll have setbacks and struggles because you'll still go down the bad road sometimes, like we all do. And those obstacles that have been there through your life, they're hard to dismantle. They take time. They take time to dismantle. But every time you take that good road, every time you take the right opportunity, you'll see what a great road it is to be on, and it'll encourage you to continue to resist your baggage, your habits, those emotions that have been holding you back, the environment that you've created, and to take the good road at the many forks that lay ahead. And the final of the 5 steps is what's called the 3 Ps: patience, persistence, and perseverance. Because one of the most difficult aspects of change is the need to make a day-to-day, hour-to-hour, and minute-to-minute commitment to change. Every time you miss an opportunity for change, you further ingrain your old obstacles. And that's why the 3 Ps are a helpful reminder. The first P, patience, is a constant reminder that change takes time, and that if you maintain your commitment, you have a good chance to make the changes you want long-lasting. But remember what I said, those obstacles take time to break down. You've got to have the patience. It will not happen overnight. Hey, for someone it might. Good luck. But for most people, it will not happen overnight, and you've got to be patient. And the second one, of course, persistent, means you've got to keep vigilant, and as the saying goes, keep on keeping on in your journey to change. Persistence is one of the most valuable assets that anybody can have, and one of the most valuable assets in our business. Because I tell you what, it's often not the most talented person that succeeds in our business, it's the most persistent person that succeeds in our business. And I've told many stories about people who found amazing people out there simply because they persisted time and time and time again when most people would have just given up. And of course, the third P, perseverance, refers to your ability to overcome setbacks and maintain your motivation and confidence in the face of periodic failures and disappointment. Because let me tell you something. There's an immense payoff for your commitment and efforts at change, a life-altering shift in who you are and how you think, feel, and behave, a new direction that your life will take, and finally moving toward achieving your life goals without the baggage, the habits, the emotion, the environment, by creating a new pathway that you've done through the fact that you've been willing to hang in there and change. If plan A didn't work, the alphabet has 25 more letters. Stay cool. Guys, it's not an easy path. And sometimes you need to have multiple plans because it just doesn't work because an obstacle gets in the way, an old emotion, some baggage, a bad habit. So you've got to get on to the next plan, and that's okay. The key is to keep at it. As I said earlier, you just have to keep on keeping on. Thanks for being on and listening to today's webinar, the 5 Steps to Positive Life Change. I hope that people get something from this and they go out there and they do what they need to do to create that change in their life so you can achieve the goals that you want in your Relive business. And as always, sponsor, promote, advance, ignite your business. And thank you everybody for being on today's webinar.